Hi, and welcome to your Jay Flight by Jayco 33 RBTS. We're going to start our tour on the outside of the trailer, and we'll start it at the front. The important things to note at the front, right now not connected, would be battery storage. We go right here with the battery box. Next we come to your propane system. Of note with the propane system is the crossover regulator. What this means is whatever direction this lever is pointing, this tank, that is what the regulator will draw from. However, when this tank is empty, it will then automatically switch over and draw from here without you having to change this at all. So it's kind of a handy feature. Also of note is the breakaway switch. This is used in the event that your trailer becomes detached from your tow vehicle. If that happens, this will pull the pin out here and engage the trailer brakes. So sometimes if you find that your things aren't just towing right, it could be your brakes are sticking on a bit, sometimes this little pin might pop out just a little wee bit, and that's enough to engage the brakes. So maybe just make sure that's popped in if you're experiencing some towing issues. Moving on, the electric tongue jack. We have a light, good for hooking up at night. We have it up and down. And then we also have a port on top here to use the manual crank if for some reason the electric jack is not working. Remove this port and the manual crank goes in there. Moving along, another handy loading or cargo light at the front here. You can get a good look at your inside compartment. Here we can see a stabilizing jack. These are located at the four corners of the trailer, and they're used to stabilize, not to balance or level your trailer. Continuing on here, we'll see that we have the output for your gray and black water tanks, as well as the valves for the gray and the black water. Now this unit has a second gray water, and its valve is located right there. So we'll continue on the back of the trailer to the power supply, or the cord that you plug into your camp power. This is 30 amp. There would be an adapter supplied for a regular 15 amp as well. Right above there we have the tank flush for your black water. Then above that we have the input for the entire trailer for either cable or satellite. We also have access to the roof via ladder. Now at the back here is where you'll find your city water connection. So that's the fresh drinkable water that you would hook up from the campground or wherever it is that you're camping. This is the fill inlet for your freshwater tank. So if you're camping without city water connection or without a campground water connection, you would fill your freshwater tank and work off the water pump. Next we come to your outdoor shower. Pretty simple, neat little stand, hot, cold. The next thing we'll notice as we come around the trailer is one of your outdoor cook surfaces or barbecues. This works off the trailer's propane system via a valve right under here. So this works via quick connect. Make sure this valve is open when you go to use the system, and make sure it is closed like that when you're done. Now after you've quick connected this end, there's the other end of the hose will quick connect here, and then you may light as you normally would. Turn it to the max position, and you can light it with a barbecue lighter. Now make sure the drip tray is secured via this. It's always good to travel with the drip tray out of there in the barbecue so you won't make a mess. And when you're done, this simply lifts off. You can see there's these two posts, and that is how the barbecue connects to the trailer. So here's your outdoor kitchen. Here is the previously mentioned quick connect propane hose. This will be used for your cooktop over here as well. Same idea, quick connect on this end, and your propane port on this end. Also quick connect. Again, that is closed. That's now open and ready to use. While we're under here, you can notice your low point drains for your freshwater tank. Make sure they're in the closed position. Right now they're closed. Now they're open. That's how you'd empty your freshwater tank. Also have your outdoor sink, fridge, light, kind of a night light. So you got everything you need under this outdoor kitchen here. So we continue along. You'll notice we have venting for your fridge. It's important this remains free of any obstacles or obstructions, as air needs to get in through here to vent the fridge properly. If not, it will or can overheat. So next we'll come to the outside access to your hot water tank. Of note here is the drain plug and pressure relief valve. If you're ever removing this drain plug, it's a good idea to flip this open. You might get some water that comes out at you like that, but it relieves some of the pressure. So you'd flick it open and leave it open while you undo the drain plug. Otherwise that drain plug comes shooting out pretty good. Also under our awning here, we have a mount for a TV, as well as an output for cable satellite and a GFCI plug so you can watch TV underneath your awning here. Then we'll just take a quick look at the other end of your front storage compartment. As you see, there's a light. We have the manual crank for your electric tongue jack and the manual crank for your stabilizing jacks. Right here we have a tabletop mount for your barbecue. So now we've seen the outside, let's take a look at the inside. One thing we'll note is that there are speakers on the awnings as well, both ends. So now we'll go inside and take a look around. First things first, you'll notice there is a fire extinguisher here. We have the slide controls for the dinette and couch slide right here. We have the slide control for your kitchen slide right here. We also have the awning controls in and out. There it goes. As well as the main lights for the trailer and your awning light. Also, we have your indication lights for your battery, your freshwater, your black and gray water tanks. And right beside here is another important function. In order to switch between, when you have 30 amps, it's not really enough juice to run the fireplace and water heater on electric. So if that's something you're wishing to do, you have to switch between the furnace, or the fireplace, sorry, and the hot water tank, which is normal. So right here we have the switches for the water pump, the water heater on gas, and the water heater on electric. Continuing on, take a look at your stovetop here. Pretty simple. You turn it to the light position, and then you turn the igniter. You do that for all 3 burners, and you'll do the same thing for the oven. However, instead of just turning it to the light position, which it is in now, you also have to press and hold that dial as you turn the igniter. Next we come to the refrigerator. In this refrigerator you'll see that we have power on, and then we can switch between an auto, which will choose between electric and gas. It'll always choose electric if present, or just straight electric, or just straight gas. Then you also have your temperature adjustment here. Alright, next area of importance, I would say, is your power center. This is where you'll find your breakers and all your fuses located. All sorts of things in here, so every little inch we move, we come to another important thing to mention. You have your thermostat. It's capacitive touch, so you don't have to press these buttons hard. In fact, if you press them too hard, they'll probably wear out on you a little quicker. So just a nice light touch. Switch between the fan. You can switch high-low, cool, or furnace. Next we have the controls for the bunkhouse slide. So going into your bunkhouse slide, we'll note the capacity for the bunks, as well as the bunks itself. This particular one, if you wish to use the dinette, simply lift it up. It'll hold itself in place. When traveling, it's always a good idea to bring it down into the down position. So we have your regular old dinette here. You remove the legs. You can put the tabletop down onto these ledges to give you some additional sleeping. There we go. We have a hookup spot for cable satellite and the TV here, as well as 2 more bunks. something important to note on this bunk is the access for your water pump. So the water pump, if you can see, it's a little dark. This valve here will switch you between winter and summer mode. Right now it's in summer mode, meaning it's going to draw from the freshwater tank. If I turn it this way, it points to this fill hose right here, which you would use to suck up the antifreeze. That would be winterizing mode. So we'll switch it back to summer mode, and we're good to go. Sorry about the noise there. So that's about it for the bedroom. We'll move on into the living room again. So, first thing I want to note when talking about the air conditioning is when these are closed, such as this, the air conditioner will push air through these vents located throughout the trailer. However, if you want it to be more centralized, simply open this and the majority of the air will come out in the center of the trailer, right where the unit is here. So important to note, down here we have your carbon monoxide propane detector. It's a good idea to test this every once in a while. Press the button on the front of the unit. It'll make some beeping and then it should go back to having a green light if it's functioning properly. I would do it every 6 months or so, or every time you check this and install new batteries in it. Your smoke detector. Press and hold the center button to see if it's still functioning properly. And again, do it every 6 months or so. It's probably a good idea just to automatically swap out the battery. Every 6 months or every daylight savings time, whatever works best for you. But I would test them both at the same time just to make sure you don't forget and you're always protected. So moving on to the dinette here. One important feature here is the one in the bunkhouse there had the more traditional style legs that you just pull out. This one, however, has this tab. So right now it's in the unlocked position, this tab is out, and you simply just push down the table and collapse it. You sometimes have to push fairly hard, so don't be afraid to give it a little bit of muscle power. Continuing on into the trailer here, visit the bathroom. This bathroom have this feature here, this rubber kind of locking mechanism that keeps the door closed when in travel. To use it, just simply pull this off the handle. Here we also have, you'll see the trailer GFCI. If you're having a problem with no power to some of your plugs, you may want to check here or the power center to see if there's any breakers or fuses blowing. If there is, then check that first, but if there isn't, I would come in here and check that, and you might find that you can see the red lights on. If that red light's on, that means the GFCI is tripped, and anything that is on the load side, or basically that is coming off of this plug, will not have power. So you need to press the reset and the light will go away. Coming underneath here, I'll show you this, for the simple fact that this is where you have access to the back of your hot water tank. Red Robertson screws, pull those out, you will gain access to the back, and you can either use it to access the bypass that will bypass the hot water tank. We'll enter the bedroom. see, we have underbed storage as per normal. Gives you some access to the front storage, but mostly it gives you access to this storage here, which has been done a little bit differently. Now you can slide luggage in, or you can actually set it down inside, or whatever you wish to store. As you can see, like other areas of the trailer, the bedroom is equipped with a wall mount for a TV, as well as AC power and your cable or satellite hookup. Important to note, in the bedroom here is your emergency exit. In order to engage, you push down on this black tab, push the red handle forward, push the handle up, then push it all the way out at the side of the trailer till the window goes out, and then you remove the screen and you can escape to safety. Last piece in this bedroom, you see the charging center. You have a 12 volt as well as two USB plugs there. So that is it for the tour of your new trailer. By no means is this a all-inclusive tour. So you'll probably find many other features. If you have any questions, you're always free to call and ask. We'd be happy to try to help you as best as we can. Congratulations on your new purchase. I hope you have many fun and exciting trips to come.